Oh, well, pardon me. A lot of addicts, and I done this, and I met many who did it, particularly in a literary society that was the drug cult I was a part of. Like to bring up the William Blake quote about the road of excess leading to the palace of wisdom. And then it's like, well, yeah, I gotta fucking party and get crazy. Hey, I learned my lesson. But that's, the disease. It's the demon. It's the liar. It's the deceiver. Some people will never learn a lesson. And then once they make that mistake, it's not a road of excess, it's a road to ruin that leads to a castle made of sand. Miles Beyond, Part 5. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Some days I feel like my shadow's casting me. Some days the sun don't shine. Sometime I wonder what tomorrow's gonna bring when I think about my dirty life and times. One day I came to a fork in the road. Folks, I couldn't go where I was told. Now they'll hunt me down and hang me for my crimes when I talk about my dirty life and times. The albatross around your neck hangs you down. I remember one of the most vivid images I have of Miles after my graduation was in 2013 when he was still dating the girl Alex, who he had taken from the guy Drew. Alright, and they, I assume at this point, were just doing a lot of heroin together. And it was like, in 2012, when I graduated, I was during a sober kick. Not so during 2013, I was fucking lifted. And Miles and I had kind of mended fences, but it was still kind of weird since I was still, living at the Cleo house, and most of the people who we fucking burned bridges with, they were the class of 2013. 2013, I think, was going to represent for us a time where maybe we could, okay, Miles, now, okay, those fuckers are gone, so hey, buddy, hey, you go, buddy, hey, bygones be bygones, hey, where's you going, you got some money, yeah, something for me, things could have went worse. But, so, yeah, and everyone was like, oh, is Miles coming? Is Miles going to come? He wouldn't come. No, he wouldn't have the audacity. I mean, come on. Drew paid for this tent, and no, he wouldn't do that. I swear, in the middle of, my fucked up fugue, from lying them down, I wish I got a photo. Please, I hope someone took a photo. Send it to me, please, if you got it. I look over at the tent. The fucking Cleo, non-Cleo, but the heroin fucking tent, alright? Trust me. Took a lot of people from me. So at that point, I was there for a little bit of spite too, And he's there. Miles is there, and he's looking. He's gone as shit because he's fucking strung out at the time. I didn't know. And he's there. He's just laughing. He's got a thing of champagne in each hand, and he's just there at the tent. And Alex is kind of behind him, just like, no, just fucking high. And he's just like, and I look at him, and I'm just like, I can't go and give him the hug that I want, because then I would be, oh no, I'm the asshole. But it was a beautiful checkmate move. Because what he did there was also, so I could see, it was everything I wanted, every fantasy I wanted to get out of life, on my father's son. And there he is doing it. But before the fall. So, long story short, Miles' father dies. Maybe he died straight. You never know. It was at a point where things were getting kind of rough. People were getting kind of desperate, and the shit was starting to get cut with fentanyl. So anyway, Miles' father dies of, I think, cancer. Cancer, supposedly. And, again, it was like Bowie died of cancer. It's like, well, I guess, why did he have that cancer? Because of all the fucking decades of hardcore drug use that destroyed his immunity, So it's, like, hard. And then, when they're fucking, they're on the morphine drip anyway. So it's like, fucking needling the damaged Donald, long look at my life. So, there's Miles having his own moment. And again, at this point, I'm not really aware because I haven't even come to terms with my epiphany with me and my old man. But Miles has that moment. His father dies. Alright? And then there's Miles, like my father, inheriting a lot of money, with a fellow heroin addict. But I don't know exactly what had happened. Maybe Miles was smarter than my father and kind of saw the writing on the wall, and he was like, yeah, sorry, girl, I guess this isn't going to work out for us anymore. Or maybe he was a dick, and she broke it off. I don't know. Whatever he told me about it would have just been a lie anyway at that point of his use. But yeah, so there he is with a ton of money, you know. And I remember when I would see him, it would always be in spots that now were like, oh, these were heroin hangouts. Like, you know, he would be come at events at Real Artways. I remember I'd see him there when I was working. At first I was like, is he stalking me? No. If anything, he was trying to, like, not have me see him like that. Because, you know, he knew, you know. And I was going back and forth with my own sobriety, too. So I think he wouldn't, you know, he was probably trying. You know, I could tell when his weight would fluctuate. We had a couple good times, you know. Went out for coffee. Again, when you're dealing with someone who's actively using, you know, he'd slip off to the bathroom, come back a little happier. He probably doesn't even remember a lot of our final chats. I barely do, you know. They're coming back to me in waves. But, you know, it was good, though. They weren't bad. They were, like, good interactions. And, you know, again, we were dancing around with fucking... that hole in the TV, you know, that hole in his arms, that unspoken elephant in the room that isn't a room, it's just an elephant in your mind, you know. So we'd go back and forth, you know, never fully, like, you know, reuniting the band, which thank God, because then it would have been like, hey, what? The last time I saw him in person, I was a little drunk. At that point, I was dating this girl named Megan. She's a nice girl, but her fucking last name was Irish as shit. We were bound to be a fucking codependent enablers, so that's, you know, I sabotaged that real quick. And I think, this was one of our last days together as a couple. It might have even been, I think we were actually walking to her spot where we were then gonna kind of have that, we mutually broke up with one another. And Miles was sitting at Tasani's, whatever, heroin hangout. I walk by, I see him. When it's with the werewolves of fucking Hartford, man. I'm literally fucking Lon Chaney, fucking Moffat Jr. walking with the Queen. There he is with a fucking pina colada in his hand, Trader Vic's, and his hair was perfect. Soho in the rain, you know. And I don't even remember our last words. I think the words were like a fucking, we'll get together then, kind of, you know. Silver spoonful weighs a ton, you know. But we smiled at one another. We nodded and we looked, maybe in mutual acceptance of where our paths were and how they weren't. And I hastened down the wind. That was 2015. I don't know all the specifics, but some dark stuff happened to him. Maybe he tried to give me a phone call. I don't know. I always used to dodge my calls. I don't do that anymore. Because I had, you know, debts and just whatever, avoidance. My unresolved trauma. Maybe he tried to call me. I don't ask for help. I don't know. Maybe I should have. Knew, maybe I didn't know. And I couldn't handle it. And I just had to focus on me and my demons. So I don't know the specifics, but apparently he, again, probably just strung out and desperate, you know, with nothing. And he pretended like he was so happy when I saw him, but he wasn't. His father just died. He was in denial about everything. So he hung himself. He hung himself at the end of 2015. Maybe he just OD'd. I don't even know. But I know he tried to hang himself before, so that probably happened. And I don't know. I didn't find out for over a year. Didn't even, like, you know, in the back of my head, I thought, oh, maybe Miles is dead, but maybe he's just, whatever. You know, I was focused on my own, like, my own fucking dance with the fucking disease and almost chasing the dragon myself. He was dead. And I found out, I didn't believe it. They misspelled his name. They put his wrong birth date on there because all he had left was his fucking piece of shit fucking Filipino stepmother. And then my best friend Nick Bacon and I, we tried to find his grave. And we couldn't find it. We struggled and we had to call so many people. And yeah, he was buried right next to his father, but they didn't get him a gravestone. They didn't even get him a gravestone. So Nick and I was Nick handled it well, but I was more of a mess than I am now. Again, because I think I knew when it was like my dad, and it was everybody, and it was me, but it was him, and I didn't know. I had nothing. So I said, no, Nick, we're gonna go to the hardware store, we're gonna get a fucking piece of wood, which is gonna write Miles Holloway. And we're gonna rip off Leslie Nielsen's gravestone, which she loved. We're just gonna write "Let Her Rip." I'm gonna put that piece of wood right there, and that's his fucking stone. We did. We got there, and we played some of the music. He started getting. He almost had an album. He had an album, and a lot of the tracks were just the musics were rip-offs of Dylan, you know. But like Dylan did any fucking aspiring fucking junkie trying to get it made and make a little bit of scratch to scratch that itch, you know. You fucking steal, you thief. It's art, baby. Everybody's on heroin. And his songs were really good. And Nick and I sat there, and despite Miles's incessant blah blah blah, and my incessant blah blah blah, and Nick's incessant blah blah blah, and our need to just talk and talk over one another, we sat in the silence. It was nice. Some silences can be comforting, you know, but not the wall of deceit. I'm just coming to terms with so much. There's beauty in the breakdown, you know. And I think back, and I realized that no matter what, I couldn't have done anything. I did everything I could do, really. Playing fucking 11-dimensional chess the whole time. We didn't even know, you know. Miles Holloway, I think he actually died when he was 27 too. He probably attended into that during the fucking club. Piece of fucking shit. Smug motherfucker. Fucking asshole. Fucking a real fucking motherfucker, you know. Piece of fucking trash he could be. He could just fucking tear into you, man. He fucking, and all I wanted was to be good at philosophy. You know what this motherfucker did? He made sure he was better. He read every fucking book and more than I did, and he was smarter than me. And I used to be like, fuck this motherfucker, fuck you. What, do you think you're better than me? Fuck, I don't need this, I'm out of here, man. I couldn't see, just wanted to be my friend. I wanted to have something that we could talk about that wasn't the darkness, you know. I remember living with him, he would wake up in the night sometimes screaming. But he sleeps easy now. And you know, I'm still alive, I'm still choosing life, but don't let this fool you.